To your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Franti.
Today I've got Dan Hunt with me. Thanks for joining me again, buddy. And it's kind of nice to not have you doing the sportscast today, but joining me to talk about real estate and finance.
Always fun to be on. I think I'm getting better too, don't you think?
I definitely think you're getting better. I'll definitely commit to that. Improvement is something that always happens. Well, hopefully.
You do something long enough, you might be pretty good at it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of
very
that,
good at it.
Thank you.
So speaking of that, Don and I have been on for 3 years, and if you go to donandgino.com, that is the hub. We'd like you to join us on subscribe to our YouTube channel, which will allow you to watch all of the highlights from every week's show, and have been there for the last 3 years, as well as if you could go to our Facebook page and like us. As Don would say, we like to be liked. So please join us on our Facebook page, and you can go there by getting to donandgino.com, clicking on the Facebook logo in the upper right-hand corner, and joining us there. And we just had the unique opportunity of having one of our clients in here sharing his story, and it was kind of refreshing to hear that we made it easy. It was a smooth process. He got what he expected. It's really nice. We hear these things at Cherry Creek Mortgage every day, and it's really nice that you finally hear positive things about the mortgage business again. We've been able to create a nice experience here. I know it's still difficult out there. I know some people are still having challenges. And as I look around the table, I'm thinking no matter where you are in the home buying arena, I have the triangle here, right? I've got the ability to get you keys to a home right here. So let's start. I'm going to kind of just go around here, and I'm going to bounce a little bit. But I'm going to start with George. If you've had any credit challenges over the last few years, and you need someone to help you with your credit so that you can get better credit and either qualify for something you weren't qualified for, or even just plain save money. George, tell us real quick about your process and how to get a hold of you.
Yeah, Prime National Credit Repair. We're based out of Glendale. We've got a very simple process. The best way to find out about us is just go to my website, Credit Repair in 30, and 30 is just 30.com. It's a 4-minute video that explains who we are, because it is a tough arena, to find a quality company there, but it's a key component to what you were just talking about with the process, and so many people are involved in the real estate transaction that we got to be on top of our game. And so that's a great way to get a hold of me. Put your name, phone number, and email address in. It'll text me. I can contact you back, or you can call me direct at 805-432-6772.
So you got that from George Hartmann with Prime National Credit Restoration. So I really appreciate you joining us today and helping us with that. And if you missed our first segment, we spent almost a whole hour talking with George about all the nitty-gritties about credit. So that's something you could find on our YouTube channel. Once again, at donandgino.com, subscribe to our YouTube channel. So once you got your credit in order, then you got to talk to a lender, right? And I've got Dan Hunt, lender extraordinaire. Actually, Dan brings me very few headaches in my world. He just brings good questions and always helps his clients. So you need good advice, talk to Dan. Dan, how can they get a hold of you?
They can call me at 661-401-7799, or my cell phone, if you want that, 818-974-2842. And I got to say one thing about George. I know that I referred a client to George about 30 days ago, Tony. Mm-hmm. And he's done everything he said he was going to do. And you know how that goes with credit repair guys. You're never sure when you actually give him a client if anything will ever happen. And he's already gotten, I know, at least one of the items on the credit report removed.
Yeah, and he only had a few.
Right.
So we're working on the other ones too.
Yeah, and that's the coming up probably this week or next week or something like that. So it is working. It got completely removed off his credit report. So, and he went from, I believe it was around a 669 up to, in the one thing, up to a 719.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big jump. Okay, I wasn't aware of that.
Huge. I was like, whoa.
Wow. So if you heard our first segment, that's thousands of dollars in savings by being able to move up in credit score that way.
It's actually, in this gentleman's particular case, it's $900 a month.
Wow.
Yeah, $900 a month.
Okay.
I think that was worth his $600 to get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. So if you get your credit in order, if you get your financing in order, then you're ready to get in a car. And Rena, how do they get a hold of you so they can get in a car and look at homes, build a relationship, find the home of their dreams, make sure that they can actually afford their home like we talked about today? Tell me how to get a hold of you.
They can call me on my cell phone, which is 661 area code 904-6848, or at Keller Williams VIP Properties, and that is 297-3798.
So we talked a little bit about the perfect storm coming up. We talked about interest rate opportunities, both for refinances and for purchases. Do you want to leave us with any really solid advice for buyers or sellers in this market today? I know what my advice is: reach out to a pro. But in addition to that, just something that you see where a lot of people are maybe not quite getting the whole picture.
Well, understanding the process, how it works, how getting a loan works, finding out what it is you want, and mainly what you don't want in a house. And then if you're selling your property, understanding the true value of it. 'Cause the intrinsic value of something can change and fluctuate. So it makes sure that you're selling at a time when you're going to be able to get the price that you need to out of the home. And then you won't be disappointed in what's going on, because a professional can only sell or help you buy what the market will bear at the time. So if you know what's going on, then you'll know that the person that you're speaking with is telling you the truth, and you won't have anything to worry about.
Education is key, is what I'm hearing. And I know that, Dan, you do a great job of education and going over multiple products. And we talked a little bit earlier about product and how, there's the right product for the right person. And we've only got a couple minutes left, but I am going to touch on this voodoo word. Adjustable rate mortgages have made a real big comeback in the last 2 to 3 months. I've been utilizing them more regularly, and I think that, and this is what I want to really focus in on, the reason isn't because the rates have gotten any better on adjustable rate mortgage. The adjustable rate mortgages have been here the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years. We just haven't been using them much. And I think this is what's really important. Why I think the perfect storm is coming is because my more affluent clients that are moving up, they're selling their $600,000 house, they're buying a $900,000 house. They're selling a $700,000 house, they're buying a $1 million house. That type of client utilizes an adjustable rate mortgage more often than a fixed rate mortgage. So one thing I think to take into consideration is who's moving and who's buying right now. A more affluent client utilizing more, I'll use more complex tools to succeed in today's market. So I think it's a great time in today's market to take advantage of that. I want to thank all of you guys for joining us today. Rena, if you could give us one more time your contact information, that would be awesome.
Okay, 661-904-6848 or 661-290-3798.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you all for joining us today. It's been a really great day. I got the luxury of having two co-hosts today, both Taylor Weiner and Dan Hunt from Cherry Creek Mortgage. I had the luxury of having multiple guests today as well. Had George Hartmann with Prime National Credit Repair, Rena Tarrant with Keller Williams VIP Properties, and special guest, our client Bob, was able to join us today and share his experience with Cherry Creek Mortgage. His success story, saving hundreds of dollars and having us make it a smooth and easy process. And while we were here during the show, he got to ring his own funding bell, so that was something unique that we do here at Cherry Creek Mortgage. So if you're looking to buy a home, I can't think of a better team than the one I had at my table today. So reach out to us at 855-DON-GINO or www.donandgino.com. Thank you so much. Hang around, and thank you for joining the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.